"You're just a robot in a fancy costume," the tourist shouted, her voice loud enough to silence nearby chatter. A crowd gathered instantly outside Buckingham Palace as the woman, a brash American in her early 30s, phone raised in one hand, sunglasses perched atop her head, stepped closer to the red-coated figure standing stone still. Her laughter was sharp, mocking. "Seriously, do you even have a soul in there?" The Queen's guard didn't move. As always, he remained motionless, gaze fixed ahead, face unreadable beneath the weight of centuries-old tradition. But the tension in the air crackled like static. The tourists nearby, some amused, others uncomfortable, whispered nervously. A child clutched his mother's arm. Another man muttered, "Not cool." But she wasn't done. She circled him like a provocateur at a stage show, waving her phone in his face, mocking his silence. "Come on, blink, breathe, be human. Do you even care about anything? Or do they just wind you up every morning and drop you here like a toy soldier?" Still, nothing. Until she took one final step too far, she reached out and poked him lightly in the chest. Gasps exploded from the crowd, and then it happened. The guard took one sudden, thunderous step forward. His voice erupted like a cannon. "Step away from the Queen's guard!" The woman stumbled back, nearly falling, her face draining of all color. Her phone dropped. The crowd's collective gasp was followed by silence and then a ripple of stunned awe. But the moment wasn't over. The guard didn't return to position immediately. He stood there, eyes fixed on her, his voice no longer commanding but calm. Low, firm, devastatingly human. "You think we're robots because we don't speak, because we don't laugh. But we're not here to entertain you. We're here because some of us gave our lives so others could stand silent in peace. And some of us still carry their weight." The woman, now visibly shaking, whispered, I didn't know." "You never asked," he replied, stepping back into formation. The crowd burst into spontaneous applause, not for spectacle, but for truth. The woman picked up her phone with trembling hands, face red, eyes wet. She tried to speak, but the moment had already sealed itself into every soul watching. The video hit the internet within hours. Tourist mocks royal guard, gets humbled by reality. The clip showed not just the outburst, but the rare moment of humanity beneath the uniform. It wasn't anger, it wasn't aggression, it was dignity, unshakable, earned. Comments flooded in. Veterans, civilians, teens, elders. "That guard said more in 10 seconds than most do in a lifetime." "You don't mess with someone who carries history on their shoulders." This made me cry. And then came the backstory. The guard's name was Ethan Hale, 29 years old, son of a war veteran, brother to a fallen soldier. Before joining the Queen's Guard, he had served in Afghanistan. He knew what it meant to stay silent. He knew the cost of standing still. Behind every second of his composure stood years of service, loss, and honor. When reporters asked about the incident, Ethan refused interviews, but a short statement was released through the Royal Guard's office. "Our silence is not emptiness, it's reverence, for the crown, for the fallen, for peace." The woman in the video later posted an apology, tearful, sincere. "I went there thinking it was a show. I didn't realize I was standing in front of a man who had seen real war, who stood still, not because he had to, but because he chose to protect everything I took for granted." Her apology, too, went viral. Schools shared the clip as a lesson on respect. News channels replayed it as a rare example of how tradition still speaks. And one art student painted the moment into a canvas titled "The Stillest Strength." It was displayed briefly in the British Museum. Back at the palace, tourists still come. Some try to get a reaction, but others now stand quietly, placing their hands over their hearts, taking photos without disruption. Because Ethan changed something that day, not with force, but with presence. A presence that said, "This silence, it isn't weakness, it's the loudest truth you'll ever face." Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.